Well, good evening to the alumni of North Webster High School. Greetings from Cairo, Egypt. I'm sorry that I am not able to be there with you this evening, but I appreciate Ron giving me the opportunity to share the exciting news about what's going to be happening in the town of North Webster and how it will benefit the town and township and the area with our new public library. And so I just want to share with you a few slides to give you a little look at the past, present, and future as to why we did what we did and what it means for you as an alumni of North Webster High School and for someone that either lives in the area or comes back to the area from time to time. So we're just going to look at a few slides and a few things that I want to talk about, and then answer some things about what you can do to be part of this exciting process and legacy that we're leaving to the community. So the title of the slide, we just call it Past, Present, and Future. So I want to look a little bit at first of all, the past. And most of you have known and have seen the results of the demolition of the old North Webster High School. So the first slide we have here is uh, North Webster High School. As you all know, the original high school was where the Church of God is located now. That was back in 1910, 1911. And in 1929, they built a new school in the present location. And you all saw that we excitingly uncovered the North Webster High School sign in the 29 building as we were demolishing it. There were some people that knew that sign was there, other people did not. And if you looked at the old picture that I show you there on the left side of the screen, that was one of the original classes from that 29 building, and you see the North Webster High School sign above the building. What we didn't know as we attended the school was that it was hidden behind the wall of the 50s high school when it was built around the old 29 structure. So it was quite exciting to see that sign. We tried to save it, but it was just too old and too brittle. And as we tried to remove it, it just fell apart. So as you look at the present school, one of the things that you notice is that that 50s building was added and was placed around the 29 building. And then when the gymnasium burnt down in 1954, then that gymnasium was added. And so uh, around that gymnasium, then later on in the 60s, then that hallway in the elementary school was added around the gymnasium. So everything about North Webster High School has always been creating something around an existing structure. And so the library has been trying for 5 years to decide what do we need to do, how do we need to uh, get a larger facility that will be able to enhance what it is we do for the patrons of the town and the township. And so the high school was sitting there, and as all of you know, it's been there since the middle school moved out in early in the 1990s, and then the elementary moved out in 2001 to the new building over on Blaine Street. People were hopeful that somebody would take that old high school and turn it into something else, maybe senior citizen housing, businesses. There were just lots of possibilities, but no one ever stepped forward. And so it just sat there empty. And as you see from the pictures, as we walk through this structure, we found a lot of asbestos, a lot of mold, a lot of destruction, a lot of debris. It was frankly disgusting. There were leaks in the roof, there were broken out windows, and so over time, this was just a facility that no matter what we did, it was never going to be anything that was going to be useful. And so the decision was made, and with the negotiations with the community center, the library decided to purchase that building and tear it down and put up a brand new structure that would be even more beneficial to the town and the township. And so what we've hired is an architect out of Fort Wayne, and what you see in front of you is our vision of what the North Webster Community Public Library will look like. We think it will be an asset for the community. We think what we can offer there is going to be very, very beneficial to all ages. And so the question is always asked, why do we need a new library? We're perfectly happy with the library we have now. And yes, we do have a library, as I sometimes say, it is the best kept secret in North Webster. It is a library that people come to our library from other communities and cities around because of our staff, because of the friendliness, because of the hominess, because of the different things we offer, like the genealogy. But as you look at this slide to see, this is just 2018. This is just a 1 year time period. And when you consider North Webster has 1,100 residents in the town, and you see that almost over 102,000 people went through the door of our library last year. Now that's same people multiple times, but that's still 102,000 bodies going through the door. And you also see how many materials that we have and we offer. When you look at the number of patrons that use our computers, you think in this computer age, everybody has a computer. Well, that's not true. And so a lot of people come and take advantage of the computers that we have in order to do their business, to do their communication, and to be connected to the world. And then you see how many programs, over 700 programs we offer, and almost 15,000 people taking advantage of those programs, whether it be the cemetery walk that the genealogy department offer every year, or the children's reading program that we're having this summer. I mean, there are over 300 students that signed up for the reading program this summer, and the teen programs and the adult programs and all the different things. Almost 15,000 people took advantage of those. And so we are very, very proud. We have a lot of volunteers. We've got a very strong Friends of the Library group that do a lot of things, again, for the library and for the community. And so here are the plans. Right now we have a little over 10,000 square feet. We just need more space by using the old kindergarten and first grade, second grade wing of the elementary school. Is provided the space that we needed at the time. When you think of the history, when we started out in a little building down on the fairgrounds in 1978, and then we moved over across the street to the old community building, and then we moved here in 2004, and now when you see where we are, we just have run out of space, and we think we can do even more for the community and the township and the citizens of the area by having a larger facility, and that will be there for future generations. And so we think it was the right move. We think we will be able to accomplish and do really good things, even more than what we do now, but still keeping the friendliness, the hominess, and our wonderful staff that makes the library what it is. One of the things that people always say, how can I help? Well, one of the things that we were able to do, while we couldn't save the 1929 North Webster High School sign, we were able to save the 1950s North Webster School sign. We paid extra to have the company, and they did a really nice job in saving that. And so now the question is, what do we do with that piece of limestone? So I'm hoping that the Alumni Association will come forward and will take that limestone and create some kind of a permanent monument, either on the library's property or on the community center's property, as a monument to the history and the legacy of North Webster High School. I was talking to Bart Culver not too long ago, and I made the comment that it's amazing that how many successful people over the years, from the time the school started back in 1910 until it was finished in 1968, how many successful people have come through the North Webster schools and gone on to do wonderful and amazing things all over the world. And we got a good education at North Webster High School. So I'm hoping the Alumni Association will donate some money and take on the effort to create this monument. The town might help us put in a time capsule. So maybe we can create a monument, and in the base of it, put in a time capsule for 2020, and who knows in future generations what they might see if that time capsule is ever opened up. So we're hoping that you think about leaving a legacy. I mean, what a better thing to leave a community than a library. One of the things that draw people to a town is what they offer, and we think with the new library, we're going to be able to offer a wonderful facility that will last for generations to come. Um, as my slide says, once a Trojan, always a Trojan. And you all have red and white Trojan blood in you, and you've been very loyal. You have been very sentimental about the school being torn down. We hated to see the school being torn down, but it was time. It just was falling apart, and it was a hazard, both health and physical hazard. And so we're going to replace it with a wonderful facility. We hope you will think about donating. We are trying to raise another $500,000 to finish the project and make sure that we can create a library that you all will be proud of and can use on a daily basis. And if you don't live around here, that you can come back from time to time and take advantage of. So I really appreciate the time to tell you a little bit about our exciting news and the exciting future, and we hope that you'll become a part of it. And we'll open up your wallets and we'll do some donating and leaving a legacy to the town of North Webster and to the children of future generations. Thank you for the time. I hope you have a good rest of the alumni banquet, and be sure and come back in May of 2020 and see the brand new library and make use of it on a daily basis. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.